I distilled 4 content creator lessons that are relevant today from an old-school Birdhouse salesman in 1994.
Birdhouse salesman? Birdhouse salesman?
Just as if he traveled forward in time to today. Here's the first. Mail wins when you have to decide between selling face-to-face through retail or by mail. But why? It's because the first method, selling face-to-face, takes a lot of time, whether it's in the flea market, door-to-door, or on the street. And the second method, retail, takes a lot of money and a lot of your control over the marketing, which largely moves to the hands of the retailer once he gets your product. Which leaves us with the third method, mail, that has none of those disadvantages. It allows you to sell to many people at the same time and to sell directly to the person without middlemen. Back to 2025, this means that the most effective medium for selling your information product is not phone calls and probably not Amazon. I mean, this depends on their fees, since they may charge much less than retailers in 1994. Instead, it is by good old email. As Jeff Walker, the author of Lunch, says, the power is in the list. So, to make sure you were paying attention, here's a question. Which of the following is the most effective method for sales today, according to the interpretation I just made? A. Sales calls? B. Amazon? Or C. Email? To make answering simpler, you may download and fill the fillable workbook in the description along with the video. Please do make sure you answer the questions, as simple as they may be, because this raises the chances of you actually applying something from this video. Content lesson 1 is email is king. Who cares about your content? Should you just approach people on the street and tell them about it? What is the chance that the first person you approach on the street will be interested in it? The first 1,000 people our bird seller, let's name him Brad, sold to when he was just starting out were random people from the phone book. And just 10 of those people, or in other words, 1%, made an order. He was losing a lot of money and needed to do something. So he rented a list of bird bath buyers instead, sent them the same promotion, and got 100 orders, meaning a 10% response, a 10-fold increase. He was now profitable, but he wanted to keep improving, so he kept sending out mails with additional promotions to those who already bought. The offerings were things such as a special bird bath solution and special bird seed. The more he sent, the more response he got. When he sent to first-time buyers, he got 33% response. To second-time buyers, 50%, then 70%, and after some time, even 100%. This is a well-known principle in direct marketing. The more someone buys, the more likely he is to buy again. So, if we translate it to our situation, it means that once we get email subscribers, we should consistently send emails to them to keep strengthening the relationships. Because your subscribers are a whole lot more likely to engage with your content than random people, and once they do, they're even more likely to do it further. Exercise. To deepen your relationship with your email subscribers, create your first automated email. Or, if you have automation, create one more automated email. It doesn't have to be very long. Just set a timer for 10 minutes and write something. You can always change it for later subscribers. Ready? You may pause the video and set the 10-minute timer now. Content lesson 2 is everyone is not your audience. Starting a YouTube channel or a blog often requires years of working without getting paid. And it even often requires you to pay money for doing this work. I mean, for the tools you use and for your food, your house, etc. while you work on the content. But in the long run, its income potential is almost unlimited, in contrast to a regular job where it is fixed and it partially depends on your boss whether you get a raise or not. Also, you have the possible leverage of the content working for you while you sleep. Something usually not included for traditional jobs. To reap these benefits, you most often need a following of people to whom you provide helpful content or some goods in return. In the process of establishing new relationships with those followers, the first significant touchpoint is a view or read of our content. And the more of those first touchpoints there are, the higher the chance of the audience returning to see one more content piece or subscribing, and eventually, if you bring them enough value, buying your products. In order for that to happen, you need both content quantity and quality. Nonetheless, it's important to establish a baseline of quantity first. I have been struggling with that, trying to bring content pieces to 100% quality. But one time, as I was cleaning my house, I started doing it quicker and as a result managed to clean more things. I realized that it's better to clean every item at 80% quality and get 3 items cleaned. For example, the stove, the shower mirror, and the shower sink, instead of having just the stove cleaned at 100%. And the same is true with content. That is why I challenge you and myself with the following exercise. Exercise A. Write down the planned subject and publication date for your next 4 content pieces, the limit being a week apart at most. B. Break the first post down into 5 subtasks with an estimated time for the performance of each. C. Optionally fill out the actual performance time of the 5 subtasks as you go. D. Share your 4 content URLs once you're finished with me by mail at jan@improvementer.blog or in the comments. You may pause the video now and perform parts A and B of the exercise. Then, as the time comes, fill tasks C and D accordingly. Content lesson 3 is you often lose money when acquiring customers. In our story, Brent found a mailing list of 33 million names, which tested out at a response rate of 2% and was projected to start being profitable in 18 months after the first purchase. This list had enough prospects to mail for a few years. He had now taken care of the medium and audience part of sales and started looking at how he may improve the other 2 factors that affect sales: promotion and product. What this means for us, I assume, is that once you test a few audiences by paid or organic reach and find one that has a satisfactory subscribing rate, you may start tweaking the product and promotion. 2 examples of promotion tweaks are 1. Testing shorter content length, and 2. Illustrating the PDF preview when mentioning the CTA, just like you'll see at the end of this video. 2 examples of product tweaks which affect existing customers are 1. Quotes within a PDF after they have downloaded it, or 2. Illustrations within the PDF. Exercise. Present a visual image of your PDF when calling to action. You may take the end of this video as an example. To make sure you actually apply this change, create a form in your email provider interface that is called Make a Visual Representation, so that when you go to create it, you'll remember the change you wanted to try and try it. Content lesson 4 is 4 ideas for more PDF downloads, aka email subscribers. The proverb, knowledge is power, is, I believe, only half true, because it is just potential power, unless you apply it. That's why below this video, you'll find a link to a fillable PDF workbook, which may help raise your chances of applying what you learned in this video. Let me know how it went in the comments below, and see you in the next videos, improvementers. Bye-bye.